What up, y'all? I'm out here at Sycamore State Park in Brookville, Ohio. It's a beautiful day so far. No call for rain, which is nice. Waiting on two-word Tony to arrive. But I do got my other best friend with me. He's up here in the car getting ready. He's been pretty excited. Come on, buddy. So, waiting for Jeremy to get here. I'm gonna get my boots on, get Axel strapped up and ready to go. And when he gets here, we'll take off down the trail. Trailhead starts over there. We're just gonna do a short little 7-mile hike today because I've got graduation to go to later. My nephew's graduating. AJ, I'm proud of you, buddy. I'll see you at graduation. Tonight, this video, which will have been in the past because this video will come out next week sometime. But yeah, I'm proud of you, buddy. I'll see you tonight. So the sun's blasting me right in my eyes. Let Axel do some sniffing around and claiming all his territory while I get my boots on. Like I said, we'll get him strapped up and ready to go. Wait on Jeremy and we'll hit this trail. All right, y'all. Got two-word Tone Loke in the building. In the building, y'all. Hey, yo. Two-word Tone Loke in the building. We're about to hit this trail. It's nice and sunny. Got the sunglasses. Axe is all ready. I'm doing my feeling like I'm leaving something behind. But I guess we'll figure it out. Catch y'all on the trail.
We in the building, son.
I don't think these bushes were here last time I was here. I could be wrong. Or maybe they just trimmed, I don't know. I don't remember them bushes being there. If anybody knows, post in the comments if they just planted these in the last couple years. They keep this place nice. I used to come out here a lot when I was a kid, especially a teenager. Drive out here and hike through these woods. Although I didn't think of it in the context of hiking at all. I didn't know where I actually always found my way. It's funny. Go out here with no idea where I was at. I always found my way back to the car without any problem. Now I go out here and my AllTrail app disconnects or ain't working or something. I feel like I'm lost and I have to start a new life. But we're gonna start on this storybook trailhead. Going around. It's another one of them hikes where I wasn't going to bring the camera along, mostly because all these parks are nice parks and nice places to go take hikes, but there's nothing really spectacular out here that I've found that I was excited about getting on film other than just the walk. But it is nice. We'll see how high the water is. I'm sure Axel's going to do some swimming. That's always fun to watch. But I don't know, I'll just show you guys this trail. This is a good easy one for anybody who might want to just get started and need a easy place to get themselves acclimated to doing it. Sycamore State Park's a good place to come for that. I have to look on the app. I think this trail's rated easy, which it is pretty easy. I know once we get into the woods up here, there was a couple steep hills, but nothing like what we're used to. So here in about an hour when I'm on the camera crying about how tired I am, you guys can remember back to this moment when I called it easy and make fun of me. So there's a screech owl. I don't know, is that like a bird house for screech owls? Or maybe a feeder station? I don't know. Be cool to see an owl though. I wonder if there's one in there. I wouldn't think that hole's big enough, but I don't know how big screech owls are. Yeah, this is a nice, well-kept trail. Water's good and clear. Well, guys, the hike's over. There's a tree down
We gotta turn around.
in our path. You know what they say in life. When you hit a rough spot, just turn around and go back to the car. Oh, wait. Two-word Tony's guiding the way.
Easy, man.
We made it, brother. Thanks to your leadership.
Sometimes you just gotta go ahead.
You just gotta dive in, eh?
Yeah.
Guys, I have a nagging suspicion it's not two-word Tony today.
I'm not talking.
I shouldn't have said nothing. Hey, Lexi. When you watch this video, this is where I brought you hiking when you came out. We're just gonna do the full 7-mile stretch where I think me and you just did like a 3-mile. We probably only went 1.5 miles in and 1.5 miles back or something like that. So you'll see a little bit of this entire stretch. Good boy. Obviously somebody stuck that in there. But I guess a bird could have flown into that or hit it, I don't know. Pretty cool to come across. It is a beautiful day. It's only about 8:30, I think, 8:30 a.m. Yeah, it'd be nice out here. So me and Jeremy just had a long political discussion about how all these MFers are fake. Because they are. Very tinfoil hatty. But whatever, it's true. None of it's real. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Go out, live your life, and make friends with people. Trust nothing but God in these days. Trust nothing but God. Because it's all a facade. It really is too, dude. You turn on the TV and it's like everybody hates everybody. Then you go out and you walk around and you talk to people who are friendly as can be all day long. You know what I mean? He won't say anything. He's jabbering German when the camera's off. Trying to make him a superstar. You going in my thumbnail, dog.
Oh, I'm cool with that.
He just don't want to talk.
Nah.
Don't like your voice.
Nah.
I don't like my voice, bruh.
It's not that.
It is for me. I hate hearing my voice. One of the things that I probably told you this already, but when I started doing this and editing and watching the videos back, it started making me want to like alter my voice when I was talking on camera. Like,
Hey guys.
hey guys, today we're going on a 16-mile adventure through the Sycamore State Park. Come with us, we're gonna have a blast. I was gonna start doing that type of shit. Nah, if y'all are here for that type of stuff, you came to the wrong place. I can tell you that much. Or, hey,
You ain't doing that yet.
today we're taking a nice little stroll through nature and we're having some deep conversations about life and God and politics and just whatever you can imagine. So come with us as we explore the depths of our consciousness together in this beautiful stretch of forest. Look at that blow down, man. Axel got a job to do. He's trying to take his post and Jeremy won't let him.
He fell behind.
Look at this blowdown, y'all. The Bluetooth keeps coming disconnected for some reason. I don't know why that is. It's like maybe when the camera shuts off automatically. I have to pay attention. But as much as I'm loving my GoPros, there are definitely some things I think the company could do better. Like make this thing not drive me nuts as much. Hey, if you guys have one, let me know if you've ever had problems like that where it just keeps disconnecting and if you were able to resolve it. But yeah, like last night I was talking about the light that they sell for the GoPro that I have on top here. The diffuser is just a little rubber sleeve that goes over the front of the light. Everyone who ever buys one of these lights is going to lose that, like I did at some point. And they don't sell replacements. Can you believe that?
For what?
It's just a little rubber sleeve that you put over this light that makes it so you can look at the camera without it burning your eyeballs out. And it's not like a snap-on, flip-up, anything, you know? And they don't sell replacements. Or if they do, I've not been able to find them. So, man, if anybody has any better information on this stuff, you let me know in the comments, please. I was just telling Jeremy something that I thought would probably be good to capture, but we were talking about like I was been thinking a lot lately because I've had a lot of drug problems in my life, so I've been thinking back on it, and something that I've been thinking about is part of what drives my addictive nature just in anything. It's not just drugs. Man, addiction will get you in any aspect of your life. Like, it'll take things you truly enjoy and love to do that might be healthy and turn them into something toxic if you're not careful. But I had this realization one night while I was just being honest with a friend of mine, and we were just sitting in silence, really, just kind of meditating, so to speak. And I had this realization that part of my problem with substances, chemicals, or anything really that I do in life, I got addicted to orange juice, you know, which if I haven't talked about, I will at some point, maybe today. But no matter what it is I'm indulging in, it's like I can never reach that peak that I expected to reach in my mind. You know, that's how I went from taking a couple Vicodin here or there to having a 20 to 30 pill a day habit. And as time goes on, I'll talk more about what it takes to support a 20 to 30 pill a day habit when these pills sell for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 dollars. Like, it's amazing what you'll find yourself paying for these things. But anyway, yeah, I had this realization one night that a problem I have is I can never reach that satisfying point that I expected in my head. And I think that kind of what I've made from that, what I've drawn from that and applied is to be okay with the unexpected and to actually embrace the unexpected. Going down a trail or a river I've never gone down before, taking on a new job that I had no idea how I was going to accomplish, things like that. I don't know what lies ahead anymore, so I don't set any expectation, and that allows me to just enjoy the things that I enjoy thoroughly without just letting it become a part of my addictive nature. So whatever that was worth, and if it made sense, I wanted to capture that and share it with y'all. So we're talking about how YouTube, this YouTube thing, if nothing else comes out of it, it's a legacy builder, something to pass along to our children and grandchildren, so that like Jalen, you know, one day far in the future, when her grandkids want to know who their grandpa was, she can say, here, this was your grandpa, this is what he did, this is how he lived, this is what he enjoyed. And I think that that's more valuable than anything else that can come out of this channel on a personal level for the family, because, and who knows what the future holds, but at this current state, I wouldn't be leaving money behind to anybody. I don't own anything. I actually don't have a desire to own anything. And we can unpack that more as time goes on. But I wouldn't be leaving anything behind. But what's more valuable than yourself, you know? Like, because like me and Jeremy here growing up, the only thing we've ever known is the stories that we're told about our ancestors and all the people that come before us. So we're left trying to like reconstruct that in our own minds. And those stories, and this ain't a dig on anything, it's just what happens, but stories evolve over time and they change, and so you don't get the real deal. Like, this is actual video footage of us doing the things we love to do and enjoy the most. And I just think that's invaluable. And one example, a big example of why, Axel, come here, here. A big example of why I think that's invaluable is because a couple years ago, all right, y'all, sorry about that. I just had to make sure my dog got across the street all right. He was doing this thing where he didn't want to listen. I try to tell this fool, I know when you're just ignoring me because you listen so well, normally. So when you just aren't listening to me, I know it's on purpose. Hey, you ain't gonna get away with it. So anyway, getting back to the legacy thing, one prime example of why I know it's important to take advantage of this opportunity, because this has never existed in history before, where we can give a gift like this to our descendants. I talked a little bit about this last night in regards to other people, but me myself, I've always felt weird, hence the name The Weirdos Outside. I've always felt like a weirdo as compared to the illusion of what normal people are out there in the world. You know, you look around, you judge yourself based on what you see around you, especially in the age of social media, which I don't participate in. I don't manage. I'm sorry if this bothers anyone, but Jalen manages the Facebook page 100%. I don't get involved in that at all. The only thing I do is the YouTube thing here. But in the age of social media, we're constantly bouncing who we feel like we are on the inside off of everybody's highlight reels that they post online constantly. And we decide that we're weird or not good enough, or whatever adjective you want to put on that for your experience. But I just didn't understand why I was the way I was, why my mind worked the way it worked. And I just felt like an outcast and a weirdo. So almost all my life. Well, 5 or 6 years ago, I started really learning to really embrace who I am, which is a whole nother story that I'm not trying to get into in this moment. But probably 2 years ago, maybe three years ago, we were at Red Lobster with my grandpa for dinner, and I was sitting next to him and we were talking, and he was talking about how he would kind of back when he was younger and he'd have to do a lot of driving, he was talking about how he would tell his body he would have to drive for so long he'd get so tired. Axel, come on. He would get so tired that what he would do is he would start telling himself that I'm going to sleep. I'm going to let my body sleep for 15 minutes. My body's going to keep driving, stay alert, watch the road, I'm going to keep driving, but my mind is going to sleep. And he would do this like repetitive mantra. And he said next thing he knew, he'd open his eyes back up 15 minutes later, just be driving fine right down the road. And how he did that a lot. And then he started talking about some other things, like how when he used to try to go to sleep at night, because he would deal with insomnia, just like me. He would deal with insomnia, so when he tried to go to sleep at night, he would start talking to his parts of his body. And he would like say, foot, go to sleep, foot, go to sleep, and so on and so forth, until he was able to put himself to sleep. And he told me that he had talked to a buddy of his one day about it, who his friend was a psychologist, and his friend told him, and as soon as he told me what his friend told him, I said it too out loud. But his friend told him, you know, what you're doing is self-hypnosis, you know. Thought I heard somebody. This self-hypnosis. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly right. And then he goes, and I was about to say, and it's a form of yoga that you're doing. But before I could get that out of my mouth, he said, but that's how I've always done my yoga. That's what I've always done. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's not what a lot of people think it is. But anyway, but he looks at me and he says, if you ever have worried or wondered where it is that you get your strange way of thinking from, it's me. It's about to make me cry right now. He said, it's me. You get that from me. And it hit me hard in the moment that you said that, Papa. It hit me hard in the moment, but it didn't really come down on me until a couple weeks later, when me and two-word tones up here was walking through the woods, and I was telling him about it. Hold on, Jeremy, I'm gonna look and see. So anyway, yeah, the only person that I ever, or it didn't really hit me, the only person I ever told, it didn't hit me really hard what that did for me until about 2 weeks later, when me and Jeremy were out hiking. And this is why you go hiking, guys. But when me and Jeremy were out hiking and I was telling him about it, and it was like I walked into a wall, man. I just broke down and started bawling like uncontrollably, like hyperventilating type of cry. But it was like it felt good though. It wasn't like sad. It was, man, it felt good. It was like a cleansing. And it was like a cleansing. Like I imagine, and I'm not trying to say it's the same thing. Anybody who wants to make that connection, that's not what I'm trying to say. But I've always wondered, when I see people get like the Holy Ghost at church, what that feels like. And I imagine that was somewhere in that realm, sensation wise, and a physical aspect of what that feels like. So yeah, man, it really hit me. And what it was it was like the moment where I became at peace with myself. It was like that gave me peace that I didn't even know I was still lacking. Like, I can't even describe it. It was like it was weird. It was like a flash moment of transition or something, and it was just so emotionally potent that it broke down, and I'll never forget that. So thank you for sharing that with me, Papaw. I appreciate it, and I love you so much. I love you so much. I hope you enjoy these videos. I know there are things that lots of people won't like, but just know every day part of this is so we can examine ourselves and watch ourselves and make corrections and try to become better people as time goes on. But anyway, the point that I was making about this is I understand the importance of being able to hand down a legacy. I understand the value of that just from that moment alone, because people struggle with either knowing who they are but not knowing how to let it present itself due to insecurities and fears and societal pressures, and they struggle with not knowing themselves at all. And just having that one piece of information from my Papaw just changed my life more than I can ever put into words, more than I can ever express. So again, thank you so much, Papaw, for sharing me that. And that's the most valuable thing that'll ever come out of this YouTube channel. If it never gets to 1,000 subscribers, or if it never gets to 500, if it never gets to 400, you know, if views totally just drop off except for my family, it don't matter, because nothing more valuable could ever come out of it than that. So anyway, that's my soapboxy speech Hopefully you find it encouraging and it wasn't just confusing and weird. I don't care if it was weird. Hopefully it wasn't confusing. Here, I'm gonna pour in some water real quick. Right here. Axe, come here. There you go. Definitely gross and sloshy back there, that's for sure. There we go. Yeah, get out there in that fresh water, buddy. Didn't hurt your leg, did you? That enough for you? It's weird. Usually he's more ready to swim than that. You guys know that. He's getting older, though, and maybe it's not warm enough yet. Let's see if I can do this without falling. Whoa, almost not. This is a smutty, sloppy mess. Oh, my whole foot's sunk. I'm telling you guys, we've had so much rain, it's driving me crazy. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm done complaining about it. Here's the campsite. This would be a fun one to come camp at, really. You have to get dirty to find wood. You have to get good and tick covered. Looks like there might be a pile right there. I don't know about y'all, but I'm the drag the log over, put it across on top and let it burn through in the middle. And then like flip it over type. I ain't gonna sit cutting wood in half all night. What about you, Germ?
Nope.
No, sir. You know what I think I might have just did, Jeremy?
What?
Taken the dying battery out and put it right back in. Because both of my batteries were charged when I put them in my pocket. And this one is only at 32%. I think that other one was at 32%. I'm certain that's what I did. Do your thing, man. You brought us down here, dog. Just wanted to see it. All right. Yeah, it has to be what I did. I took a dying battery out and put it right back in because I just got them in my pocket today. Don't know why I didn't just bring my whole kit. I don't know, it's just got interesting little divots and stuff in it. And there's like crystallization maybe, I don't know. People who know what this would be, call it out in the comments. Or maybe it's just like the clean. Maybe it's a cleaner part of the. I don't know. Maybe it all looked like this. We power washed it or something. I don't know. Like, I feel like those look like little etchings almost. They're probably not, because I don't know anything, but it's very flat on this side. Maybe this is like a poured maybe it's like a poured piece of concrete or something and I'm stupid. Who knows? Interesting to me. Yeah, I was expecting a lot of people out here today, but the only person we've seen so far is a guy with his dog. You probably seen his car parked next to ours in the beginning. Beautiful day to be out hiking though. Try to take advantage of them. I'm sure there's people behind us and in front of us coming towards us, you know.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, if we don't meet anybody out here, it'll be weird. Yeah, when we were just walking by, that sign looks like somebody skiing down the hill, but no, it's somebody with trekking sticks. It makes sense because we're kind of going down a hill too. Yeah, signs there. Yeah, it looks like a little chimney, stove or something. Signs of a homestead. It's cinder blocks, so I don't know how old it might be, but it's old enough that nature's reclaimed the area, that's for sure. I turned it off, dude. Oh, dude, look at this. Look at that. Some cool looking, probably jack-o'-lanterns or something, but they look cool as not. They look cool. I thought they were going to be oysters when I first peeped them from back there. Maybe they are. Hey, mushroom experts, what is that? What is that right there?
It's a mushroom.
Is it a mushroom?
Yeah.
Well, by golly, I was right. Yeah, Jeremy was right again, directionally. He's pretty good at it, better than he think he realized in the beginning. Yeah. He be knowing how to get around these woods. We're gonna do just fine when we start our lives out here. And I don't understand why I sleep all day.
It's 'cause you. And it's 'cause you're.
Yeah, see, I told you I could edit out vocals. Yeah. I'll be editing out those vocals.
You was recording that?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good hit, though.
That was a pretty good hit. Unfortunately, that'll have to go into like an unedited video that it goes behind like a Patreon or something whenever, if I ever am to do something like that. It was funny though. Good job. Yeah. Good diss.
It was a joke we used to tell each other from our time, you know.
Yeah, I have no rebuttal for it.
With no ill will towards
right, man.
Anybody else but you.
Right, we'd be doing rap battles basically. Back in the day. That's how you knew you were friends.
Yeah.
I used to tell people all the time when they'd get offended by me being mean, and be like, if I'm not being mean to you at some point, we're not friends.
Yeah. Now I gotta paint your nails.
Right.
Just to be cool, you know.
I ain't trying to paint those nails, bro. He is. Ain't that weird how. Okay, here he goes. Like, ain't it weird how uninterested he's acting in water? Drink. Get something to drink, boy. That's wild. It's funny. He's being Jeremy right now. He's like, let's keep moving.
Keep going, man. Keep going.
Hey, Lexi, if you're watching to this point, that me and you did, we walked through here. If you remember, this was Russian water, and we had to cut out around. We had to cut out around here. So my friend Lexi told me, I think I already told you this, but she was telling me they don't even have, she lives out in Texas, they don't even have streams like this, man. Like, that's like a raging river. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Are you talking to me or
Yes,
the
I'm
camera?
talking to you, bro.
Okay, then no, I wasn't listening.
I said my friend Lexi lives out in Texas, and she was telling me they don't have streams like this. Like, that'd be like a raging river out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. Hey, man, makes me appreciate it even more, too. But, man, she's got some cool stuff out there.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully, she'll be sending me some pictures here. Hopefully, I have some pictures. They got a big old chunk of sandstone right out there in the middle of all them white, that clay. Let's see if we find any hoof tracks. Hey, Jeremy, let's go sit on this bench and enjoy the view, dog.
Yeah.
This might be that spot I was talking about earlier. Remember I said I know it's a really good view, but the leaves and everything weren't grown in. Yeah, that might be the spot I was talking about, because that looks like it probably is a cool view in the fall and winter, early spring. And here we are at Trotwood Madison City Schools Board of Education. I grew very bored of education. How about you, Jeremy?
What?
I grew bored of education. Did you?
A long time ago.
Yeah.
That kind of education.
For sure. It's a little bit of road walking here. Hopefully this car don't hit us. God, don't let this car hit us. And loop back around. Hey, dog. You know what I always think about when I eat peaches? You know how on the can it says peaches and 100% pear juice? You ever notice that?
Yeah.
Why isn't it peaches and 100% peach juice? Why is it pear juice? Well, it's dumb, and I think they should change it. It ain't all muddy, nasty down here. I think maybe the water wasn't good in them other spots. That's a straight drop off right there. Hey, here, don't get down there. He's like, I'm not dumb. A lot of the little river access spots are little drop offs like that. Not that you couldn't get in and out of it, but it's not something I feel like wrestling with at the moment. One thing I'll call out if you come out here to Sycamore State Park and hike these trails is there are all kinds of little side trails and intersections that are not on all trails, at least. I don't use anything else, so I couldn't tell you about any other apps. I can tell you they're not on all trails. But if you just keep following where all trails tells you to go, the trail it is marked, you'll be just fine. Look at this big old tree. That's like something you see in Germantown. Not quite as big, but still a nice solid old growth tree. Is it alive? Yeah. Yeah, it's alive. It's alive. Big old monster tree. There's a big boy right there. Bet you could camp out there. It's pretty shallow water. Probably be dragging most of the time. It'd probably be more of a hike than a kayaking trip, you know what I mean? He said yes, everyone.
Yeah.
That was that. I just woke up, yes, too. You hungry, Jeremy?
I am.
Yes. I'm hungry too, man. I decided to fast for this hike. Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting to pray. Lord, thanks for this day and watching over us and our families and keeping your hand over us at all times. I'm truly grateful for the ability to come out and have these experiences weekend after weekend, and now it's gotten warm throughout the week, and to continue my journey and continue along with the journey of anybody who's tuning in. So thank you for your grace, Lord. Amen. Just found these toadstools growing. I assume they're toadstools. I don't know. They might be a delicacy. Mushroom experts, tell me. Hey, Jeremy, what are they?
Eat one.
Oh, that's how you do it, huh?
But I know what it is.
What is it?
It's a mushroom.
Okay. Okay. So, definitely edible. The question is, should you eat it, though?
If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments.
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, if that's not a mushroom, let us know.
Let me know.
Y'all experts out there, let us know. There's a lot of these huge trees out here. I'm assuming they are sycamore trees. This is Sycamore State Park. I don't know if I may have identified the trees in Germantown before, and I forget. But I don't think I've ever identified them. But I'd say they're sycamore.
They have an app where you can just take a picture and it'll tell you.
Oh, do they, Jeremy?
They do.
Why are you just not telling me this, man? I thought we were best friends.
Yeah, I actually just seen it yesterday.
Oh, sure.
So you'll see it now that I've talked about it.
I thought we
It'll
shared.
pop up on your phone.
I thought we shared everything.
I just did.
Yeah, like 24 hours later.
As soon as I said it, it's popping up in your phone.
Yeah, it's true.
So get ready to download it.
Hey, that's like casting a spell, isn't it?
Sorta.
If that ain't magic, I don't know what is.
Well, it's more technology.
What is different between technology and magic?
The man behind that's doing
It's
it.
the social acceptance. That's it. What's the difference between utilizing technology and practicing witchcraft? It's
One word.
Words. Semantics, the way you phrase it. One is no different than the other. It's 100%. Yeah, like
Also, the different thing you use to make it there.
it ain't even different things. So we're talking about this technology versus witchcraft thing. And you think about the fairy tales. What are they using? Like the sorcerers have like a staff with a special type of stone or something on the end of it, and it shoots a beam and does magic. Well, what does a TV remote control? What's that do? That's some type of elements put together. You know, and you can say man-made plastic, but nothing's man-made. Everything comes from something that was here. You know what I mean? So it's a manipulation of elements that shoots an invisible beam that does magic. It makes your TV a box that you're not even connected to. Volume go up and down, channels go up and down. And yeah, it applies to everything. Cell phones, pretty much any type of technology, especially internet related or communications, it's going to fall into that. There's no difference between the two things. Axel, here. Correction. It's not that there's no difference between the two things. It's that the only difference is social acceptance of one and not the other. And that's not me condoning anything. That's just me calling something out that I think is true. That's just me calling out something that I think is true in society. I'm not condoning or condemning anything. Just a comparison in which I don't see a difference. There's deer. That's what he was smelling. There's a deer. It was right there. It just ran off. Daggone it. Right before I turned the camera on too, I seen its tail. That's why he stopped. He was sniffing. I saw like an imprint in the dirt back there, but I was like, I doubt that has anything to do with it. You know, earlier I was talking about how you go from a few Vicodin here and there to like a 20 to 30 pill a day habit. And I mentioned something about what it takes to even maintain that lifestyle. But I was just thinking while I was walking, I actually use this for motivation in a weird way. But I was thinking as I was walking, like one of the things I'll share with you, a couple of things, is one, I was scrapping metal like mad. Anywhere I could find metal, I was piling it up at my house on a trailer. Picking it up, like doing all kinds of hard work. Remember one time I took my buddy Shantae, shout out Shantae if you're watching, man. Hey, comment in this, bro. But I remember I took him with me one time and we were done. He was like, don't ever ask me to do some shit like that again. So I was scrapping metal like mad. But then the other one I was doing, and I don't necessarily want to make this suggestion for someone in order to support a self-destructive habit, but I will make this suggestion, or I will tell this story because it's really just a good idea for anybody who could use some extra money. But another thing I would do, and I collect a lot of metal like this too, is I would go on Craigslist, and they have a free section, and I would just scour that all night long sometimes and find good stuff. Like I would get sometimes like wood burning stoves for houses, like inserts and things like that I'd be able to turn around and sell for $400 or $500 that somebody just set out on their curb, and nobody really would probably want to pick up because they're so heavy, but we'd go get them, or I'd go get them. And yeah, I was able to make a significant amount of money doing stuff like that. I had my garage just packed full of stuff. I'd go to yard sales and garage sales and stuff like that, and I'd buy cheap stuff and just stockpile it in my garage until and I could list it on Craigslist or find somebody to sell it to. So I did that, man. I put a lot of effort in, and what I'm getting at is one of the things that got me motivated to start doing stuff is I started really thinking about how much work I was putting in to supporting my pill habit, how it kept me running all the time. Well, I was like, man, if I had the energy back then to put in the work and support a 30 pill a day habit, 30 being a high day, 20 being a low, then I could do that same thing in something positive. I've got that energy. That energy's there. That drives in me. My addiction unlocked it, way back in the day, and exploited it, enslaved it, but I've got it back now. It's mine. So I use that as a driver to get myself up and doing the things that I know I love to do. Because as I'll talk about probably perpetually, and you might get sick of it, it's harder for me to get up out of my bed and do the things I want to do. It's harder for me to do than you would think by watching these videos. But anyway, just wanted to share that little piece of information to give you an idea of how things were. Axel, come here, you want a drink? So he's gonna go get him a drink. Drink. You can drink, buddy. I don't know, maybe he's not thirsty. I don't know how he could not be thirsty. Yeah, I don't know how you're not sweating up a storm.
I'm not yet.
Jeremy's trusting me now on which way to go, so we'll see if I fail us both.
Yep, fail.
Axel wanted to go this way too, though, and he usually knows the way.
I'm pretty right on the way.
Hey, look at this, man. This used to come down here so you could go down to the river, and the whole steps collapsed. At least that's what I'm assuming is what it was. You could probably go down to the river here. See that?
Oh, yeah.
Come here, boy. That's how I know when he's just ignoring me. You see how good he is? I say, come here, boy, he's right here. But then other times he's just like, you know, I'm getting old, Pops. These are nice steps out here in the middle of the woods. You know, a lot of times I prefer to just walk down the side of the steps when they're out in the woods like that, but those were pretty decent. This water's not nearly as high as I would have thought with all the rain we got this week. I guess it's had time to subside though. What's Twin Creek like? You been by it?
Nah, I haven't paid attention.
You know, you can tell it's getting, or I can tell it's getting warmer because I've almost drank my whole bottle of water. And when it's cool, I don't hardly drink that much water when I'm hiking. I always have way more than I need. I've got a whole nother big bottle in my backpack, but I'm not gonna run out. But yeah, that is one way I know. Jeremy, is that still your first bottle?
Yep.
I don't know how you do it, brother. It's because he runs cold. It's pretty much the same thing I'm saying, I guess. Jeremy be running cold, I'd be running hot. There's some saddlebacks or pheasant backs, whichever you prefer to call them. Good boy. You're a good boy. You're a good boy too, Jeremy.
Thanks, man.
I hear one of them big woodpeckers. See if he goes again. As soon as I turn this off, he's going to do it. I know it. We ain't too far from the end, probably another mile. It's been a fun hike. glad I brought my camera. There's a guy named Tim, not cousin Tim, but another guy named Tim, who posted to my one video where I took everybody out to a place I wasn't going to take anybody. Said next time you have those thoughts about not sharing, think about me, a guy who enjoys being out and doing those things and is not able to do so anymore. So I say that to let you know that's exactly what I did this morning. Thought about you, bro. So yeah, shout out to you, man. I don't want to say your name, you might not want to be called out like that, but shout out to you, bro. I mean, anybody looking in the comments can see who you are, but yeah, shout out to you, man. You got me out here today, so I appreciate it. Well, you got the camera out here with me anyway, I'll put it that way. Just across the road. Now out here cutting grass, and I can smell the I can smell those wild onions strong in the air. Yeah, it's awesome. I just seen the guy over there cutting grass. It's nice to be out here taking care of it. Let me knock this stick out of the way for him. Get out of the way, stick. All right, having a hard time deciphering what All Trails is telling us to do here. I don't know, man. Jeremy, you gotta be right, dude. Yeah, you have to be right.
I'm telling you. We came and went that way. We're gonna find out.
It's why is it taking us down the exact same trail? It should be looping around to the right.
Nah, we already looped around. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, this is the only other option, dude. Where I'm looking for is right here, but it looks so overgrown. I don't even think I want to go that way. Yeah, dude, this is it right here where it's telling us to go, but look how overgrown that is. You trying to push through that?
Nah.
Me neither, man. Me neither. This piece of trail right here where we came in and we had to climb through those trees, that is not on the All Trails map as a trail, but this cut around right here is. Ain't that wild? But I don't know what I want to eat, man. Yeah. It's so hard. I'm trying to eat healthier, but dude, you walk out your front door and it's like impossible to eat healthy.
Yeah. What you gonna fucking get?
Yeah. Nothing really has anything that's all that healthy. Family and kid friendly. So a nice place to bring your kids, your grandkids, or whatever. The trailhead we came out at now, so that'll wrap it up for today's adventure. Hope you had fun, enjoyed the conversation, saw something you liked, got inspired in some way. You know, so hopefully you got something out of it. If so, at least leave a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. Anything else is just an added bonus. But have a good one, man. We'll catch you on the next one. Be weird out loud, y'all. Peace.